Hey guys, Ruka here, and I am here with another Otaku Rant review, which I would like to apologize for the fact that my Crow's Blood review was pretty sloppy, so I'm hoping to make this a bit better. I do have some notes here laid out on my computer, which I am hoping to, very thoroughly use them because I've taken quite a few notes on this. And there was some stuff in Crow's Blood that I wasn't able to touch upon since it was so messy and rushed, but I'm hoping I may be able to talk about them just a little bit here. So for today, we are going to be reviewing the show Shihei, or Death Cash, which is another horror series that had ended actually last week, I think. And this was about 10 episodes long, so it's much longer than Crow's Blood, but the episode running time is actually a bit shorter, where Crow's Blood was maybe a bit over 30 minutes. Each episode of Death Cash is about 25 minutes, I think. But so the story we have in Shihei, or Death Cash, really, whichever you want to call it, is we're focusing on the main character Yuka, who is played this time by Matsui Jurina, and a mystery that involves an urban legend called the Death Cash, which is cursed money bills of, I believe it's 10,000 yen, that would appear in front of people who really needed money, and if they used it to buy anything, it would kill them. Which is a pretty scary sort of thing if you think about it. Cursed money. I mean, I don't know if I would ever want to face up against that. So, Yuka's friend, one of her friends actually, dies from using the death cash, and she gets more and more involved with this mystery when more people around her start dying one by one. And she eventually teams up with a police officer named Wakamoto to help her solve this mystery and try to stop this curse before it reaches her. Now, one thing that is pointed out by many fans of SKE, or really just anyone who watched the show, is that there are quite a few similarities to the Final Destination movies, one of them most obvious being the promotional picture, which I'll show for you up here. But the biggest similarities that I also got were in the show themselves. The first biggest similarity being is that Yuka has this psychic ability that allows her to see people's deaths, which I feel like they didn't really talk about it that much, even though it seemed like a pretty big deal. Like, in the first few episodes, they do clearly state, that she has had this power all her life, and it has driven people away from her. But after episode 2, it's not really talked about or mentioned that often. Maybe once or twice in a few episodes, but I feel like it could have been really talked about more. I thought they could have done that a bit better. And the second biggest comparison that is made is that there are little chain reactions that they will focus on something small, and it will eventually just cause this chain reaction that will eventually lead to a character's death. Now, I've never seen Final Destination, I've never seen any of the movies, but I have heard that it does that a lot. It will focus on something small, which eventually leads to something big, like someone dying. And the show is really good at doing that. It'll kind of focus in on little details in the background or something that really don't look that important, but then it will immediately lead to something catastrophic. And this show is really good at building the suspense. When you compare it to Crow's Blood, where it was using so much horror and gore and blood to kind of drive the story, this show was actually doing the opposite. Shihei was using this very complex story and the mystery to instill that feeling of adrenaline rush you get kicked in when you see something scary happen. And it did a really good job at that, and that especially comes from the acting. I thought the casting was absolutely perfect with this drama. Like, Jurina as the lead role, she did really good. It was her first leading role in a drama, and she did an amazing drama. Her character was really good, and her performances, it just made it all the more better. Especially the crying scenes. Like, I have to go look back and count how many times she cried in the show, but she cried a lot, and she was really good. Another few good casting choices I thought were the police officer, Wakamoto. One guy, Miura Senpai, who is Yuka's crush, and another character named Erina, who is actually, she's being played by a former AKB member, Kawaii Erina, which unfortunately I didn't think they stretched out her character too much. Like, every character, they got their own little arc, their own little story to kind of introduce who they were before, they got axed. But with Erina, we didn't really know that much about her. I mean, it's kind of clearly stated in the first episodes that she is into the occult and all that, but we don't really get to see much about, what her life is like or anything like that. She just went too quickly for me, is what I think. And another thing this show also did, which Crow's Blood also kind of did, was the ending theme to the drama was performed by SKE48. It is their single Kin no Ai, Gin no Ai. And in Crow's Blood, they had a unit of the AKB cast members, all the members who were in the drama, to sing a song called Black Flower, which served as the ending theme, which in Crow's Blood, they only played a music box sort of sounding instrumental. You never really got vocals with it, but it still left this really creepy atmosphere. And I've heard the full song. I was able to find the audio clip of Black Flower, and it was super creepy. It's probably AKB's creepiest song ever. But in contrast, Kin no Ai, Gin no Ai is very dramatic. Like, you can watch them dance if you see them in a live performance. It's very dramatic. They're very dramatic with the dance movements and very intense with it. And it plays organs in the back and the piano to give it still that very spooky feel that a suspense or horror drama would have. But it's not as scary. It doesn't have that many creepy tones. It just has a very dramatic and intense feel to it, like you would see maybe in a theatrical musical or something. And what I love about is that they use it at just the right time in the drama. They don't play it at the very end of the episode, but they play it towards the end to create that atmosphere, and it works so well with it. I thought it fitted the drama so well. And the last thing I want to talk about in this drama was the ending. I won't give away what the ending was, but it left me very satisfied. The whole show was building up to this ending where there were so many twists and turns that you didn't know what was going to happen next. I could not guess what was going to happen until the very end. I could not have predicted. And the ending itself was very bittersweet. And yes, I figured since it was a horror, it's not going to have the happiest of endings, but bittersweet, it was sad, but it still kind of ended on a good tone. And also, Crow's Blood did this as well, but it also kind of ended with this it's not over sort of feeling, like it was hinting at a sequel. While I personally don't believe that Crow's Blood is going to get a sequel, I really hope that Shihei will get a season 2. I really feel like it deserves a sequel, or heck, even a spin-off focusing on Yuka's character after the events of the drama. So overall, I would give this drama 3.5 stars out of 5, and a recommendation to at least check it out. Like, maybe the first 1 or 2 episodes. See if it's your cup of tea. Because if you like a really compelling mystery with intense drama and suspense, you're going to enjoy this show very much, and I know that I did. So that's it for today's Otaku Rant, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye!